William Ruto just asked Kenyans a desperate question. Why do you want me to go? The president, standing before investors at the Nairobi Securities Exchange, was somber. His tone, not defiant, not combative, but exposed.
What are your reasons for this Ruto must go? I'm sure it's not because of the spelling of his name.
That is new. That is rare. Because for the first time since he took power, Ruto isn't driving the conversation. He's chasing it.
Kenyans, brothers and sisters, who say Ruto must go. And for sure, just like those who were there before me, my time will come and I will go. Just like those who were there before me did. But respectfully, sirs, madams, let me ask you. So, what are your reasons for this Ruto must go? I'm sure it's not because of the spelling of his name. Maybe because you don't agree with the ideas, the policies, and the plan he has for our nation, which is okay.
A few hours ago, ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna lit a political match on camera, on record. He said, "I want William Ruto to know that his removal from office is a national priority agenda."
So I hear William Ruto has succeeded in bullying these guys in the opposition, Kina Kalonzo, into, he says, these people just say one term, they don't have any agenda. I want William Ruto to know that his removal from office is a national priority agenda. It is the only agenda.
Sifuna didn't stop there. He said Ruto's administration is the worst government imaginable, a betrayal of the constitution. He even threatened to quit ODM altogether if Raila Odinga dares to endorse Ruto in 2027. Let that sink in. ODM Secretary General is ready to walk if Raila chooses survival over principle. ODM isn't just cracking, it is tearing at the seams. Reason? William Ruto.
Let's just say that there's a lot of confusion. I have told my party leader that there was a time when it was very easy to be SG of ODM. You would wake me up in the middle of the night and ask me anything, because what we agreed is that you can compromise on tactics, but you can never compromise on your values. There is things that ODM stands for. If you woke me up in the middle of the night and asked me my position on devolution, my position on rights under Article 37, for instance, I would give you an answer straight away. But right now, there is a lot of confusion because I come to these shows and to the media and in those public barazas, and I struggle to explain that we're the same political party. Then you will see a member of ODM who maybe used to hold a premier position, now is a cabinet secretary, say the exact same opposite. It leaves our support very, very confused. And I want to apologize to members of ODM today for all the confusion we as a leadership have caused, because it is very difficult now to discern the position of ODM.
Now remember, not long ago, Raila Odinga shook hands with Ruto. The optics were clear. A deal was made. Some of Raila's close allies were brought into government. The goal? Stabilize Ruto's presidency, neutralize the opposition, regain control. But it hasn't worked. If anything, the handshake alienated Raila's base. ODM supporters feel betrayed. And now, vocal insiders like Sifuna are making it known the party might not survive this alliance.
Recently, we had another meeting, and there was a proposal to have a team to review the implementation of this MOU. I have asked respectfully that I be left out of that team because I have already declared this MOU dead. I have already done so publicly, so there is no point. I'm not a mortician.
Right in the streets, the tattoos glow.
Enter Gen Z, the digital generation that doesn't wait for party positions or official presses. They log on, speak up, and storm the streets. TikTok, X, formerly Twitter, Instagram lives. They have turned protest into a lifestyle. Their message is simple: Ruto must go. No policy talk, no manifestos, just fury, just pain. And while the older political class tries to play chess, Gen Z is playing a different game: raw, emotional, and viral. Even Ruto's former deputy Rigathi Gachagua added fuel to the fire. From the US, no less, he told an audience abroad that the opposition's only agenda is removing Ruto from office. But more shockingly, he said the president's administration is associated with programs of killing children, lying, and abductions. That didn't come from Kalonzo Musyoka or Martha Karua. It came from Rigathi Gachagua, shared across the unified opposition.
Everybody in Kenya knows there's a problem. Instead of listening to the Gen Zs, the issues they are raising: abductions, extrajudicial killings, corruption, misappropriation of public resources, President says, no. These people have been incited by Rigiji and Uhuru.
But please, would you kindly favor us with your counter plan, with your alternative plan? Because the more I listen, the more it is sloganeering. It's not about a plan, not about an alternative plan. And, hey, we cannot replace a plan you don't like with nothing. And
the opposition isn't even doing much of the heavy lifting anymore. Ruto is now responding to them, chasing their headlines. He's frustrated that the opposition hasn't presented an economic plan. But why would Ruto need opposition's economic plan now, less than 2 years to the general elections?
I hear my brothers and sisters say, let Ruto go, then we will figure out. And we will tell you what is the alternative plan later. We cannot tell you now. To me, that sounds like the wash conmanship. Because if you seriously have a plan that does better on the economy than I have, that does better on health than I have, that does better on creating jobs than I have, that does better on education than I have, you should be bold enough to tell us.
He called their vague promises wash conmanship. But here's the irony. He sounds like the one who's been conned by politics.
You know, the president does not know the problem in Kenya. He has given 7 reasons so far. He's a very confused person, extremely confused.
The narrative isn't his. It belongs to the opposition, to Gen Z, to TikTok creators, to Edwin Sifuna and the likes. He is in the defense mode.
I listened to one gentleman who retired the other day after working, I think, for 40, 50 years. And he wants to be president. And I listened to him say, Kenya is a failed state. And I asked myself, so for 40 years, you have been working in a failed state? So, you want to be president of a failed state? Really?
When Ruto calls the opposition conmen, he hopes to sound sharp, but it lands awkwardly. Because to many Kenyans struggling under the cost of living, it is Ruto's own promises, bottom-up economy, affordable health care, jobs that feel like the true wash to many Kenyans.
And I want these people to be bold. Don't be bullied. You don't have to, he wants to push you into a corner where you're discussing markets. Tell Albert Ojwang about markets and roads.
Ruto may still sit in State House, but outside its gates, on social media, in ODM corridors, in the opposition corridors, and among angry youth, his presidency is being interrogated, mocked, and rejected. He's holding on, but to what? A fraying rope? A slippery straw? Even he seems unsure. So here's the big question. Can Ruto pull back the narrative? Can he lead again? Or will he simply react until 2027 becomes an impossible climb? Only time and Kenyans will tell. Drop your thoughts. Newsroom, Maisha TV, Bushabi Jr.